Ebusiafo debia meka so omaga na nsam ekoso ye won election year and the chimbia na nsam fafa ebeto ye ponso nsam no ai bebre ye na ye papa anaso se ye vice president Dr. Baumia ena okopie mu ewutu senya festival na okopie mu ho no na MP ho mo NDC ne za petete kopie mu ho no na chese nyoma ehihye so ekoso ne ade na enum ene MC a ohom owo oye program MC na oye program no chese hu se yi na ye fast na kabamia ebepie mu hom no na so omotunsa ede efre no na omotunsa ede efre yi na ye vice president Dr. Baumia ena MP a za tete ewo hon oni nimpenifo omosolifi program nase na osolifi program nase no na chese abeye bibie hom na enum ene lawyer for adomo church so no so aye analysis bi ode nsem bi attitude a o church nyom mebi moni ade no bibia me gacho se ta sese nsem pa bi opese wote wasum as a news update bibia opese wote wasum no eno services can we to also saving now wash out to other platform one comment section I say a more system will be notification bell so am send be bro also TV no why first person na when ya insomni be mu hu ne ekoso ewo omagana yenko jane some no intro mu ne wia asan saba ebedi ho nkoma insem bebre eka ho I don't say.
First of all, the festival is the AIA Festival. It is in Ewutu Senya West. Ewutu Senya West, the constituency of Gizela Tete. That's where the AIA Festival is done. Let me give you a bit of the history of the AIA Festival, and then we can then get how sacrilegious this MP's behavior was. Historically, the AIA Festival marks the end of the farming season and the harvest period. It is a time of thanksgiving to the ancestral spirits and deities for a bountiful harvest and to seek the blessing for future prosperity. The festival also serves as a vibrant display of cultural identity and communal unity among the Ewutu people. The celebration includes various rituals and customs that have been passed down through generations. A ceremonial procession led by the paramount chief and elders, adorned in traditional regalia, proceeds to sacred grounds where libations are poured to seek guidance and blessings from the ancestors. So this is Gisela. She attended the AIA Festival. Of course, she's member of parliament and she needed so to do. But this is the story. So Dr. Baumia was invited by the chiefs as a special guest for the AIA Festival, okay? He was invited. So he was invited in his capacity as the vice president of Ghana. In fact, they wanted the president originally. From what I'm hearing, they wanted the president. Somehow the president's schedule is plenty. President happens to be outside the country somewhere in Asia, I believe. So Mahamadou Baumia goes in there almost representing the president, but in his capacity as a vice president. So he goes there and there are presentation of awards. Gisela receives an award, of course, for being the member of parliament for Ewutu Senya West. She receives an award. At the AIA Festival, she receives an award. Dr. Baumia is there. When Dr. Baumia arrived, he goes around to shake hands with everyone, including Gisela. Dr. Baumia shook hands with her. She should come and tell me that it's not true. We have the video. Dr. Baumia shook hands with her. When he arrived, he's shaking hands with the dignitaries. Nice lady like that. What kind of behavior is this? Dr. Baumia shook hands with her. And then went around to shake hands with everybody. And the chiefs were happy that the vice president honored the invitation for the AIA Festival. They all stood up. And then the Yanara Assassini was played. Yanara Assassini, it was done. Bam, you know, the abridged version they do when important people arrive at places. And then they all sat down. Then the chief spoke, everybody spoke. And then the special guest of honor was speaking, addressing the audience. See what Gisela did. Have a look.
Ghana City million 500 million Osi Omancha Minister Mananano Wasaka Say, your best friend. I am Ghana man, but you know what your name? His Excellency, Alaji, Doctor, Mahmoud, Baumia, Balasa, but the person was son of God. When you did it, you did it, you did it, you did it, you did it. The ticket of my son. Oh, my say, are you free now? It's nothing. Oh, my say, are you free now? It's nothing. You're from a show. You're from a moment. You're from a show.
But I think that we have a pretty.
So when she knew that the MC, the chief, there's a chief who is an MC, who is now introducing Dr. Baumia to come, and then she walked out with her supporters that she doesn't want to hear what Dr. Baumia has to say. I think this is terrible. Parliament's privilege committees must deal with it. Put Gisela's photograph there. Parliament privilege committees must deal with it. We can't have Gisela is ordinarily, this is an Atete sister, a former foreign minister. This is her sister. So you would assume. I've interviewed Hannah Tete countless occasions. Here on Good Evening Ghana, when she was trade minister, I've interviewed her so many times. One thing you get with Hannah Tete is the decorum. That's one thing you get with Hannah Tete. Have you ever heard? That is why when the NDC in the year 2008 wanted to change their image, when they conducted the rebranding at the National Theatre, Hannah Tete was the person the NDC used to rebrand itself. Hannah Tete and Alexander Segbefia. They were the people that NDC used to rebrand themselves because Professor Mills was unhappy with this kind of gangster politics, insulting, fighting, violence. Professor Mills had taken over the leadership of the NDC, and he
host of Good Evening, Paul Adam Ochu, Onona, the ninja crowd, say, and you're not going to ninja, a painful be a himphone, businessmen, and picture a true full bishanam war, a will be a festival, and as a now, Oma show more disappointment, our MP Nimu say, I didn't know a vice president Babekasa, now I sorry, no for I sorry, AP, then I say, person speech or Macra, and we are whooping for no some meeting. We are now Palamudich, no ambition, and more, you pay for more yes. Na den am person nkwala omusua yenkwane kwoto aso na yensanso embra.
He wasn't going to have that with NDC. So he decided that for his 2008 election, he will conduct a rebranding. And he had two faces for the rebranding. The female face was Hannah Tete and the male face was Alexander Sebefia. This is Hannah Tete's younger sister. Where did she learn these things from? Where did she learn from? Show me your friend, I'll show you your character. Show me your friends, I'll show you. Look at what she did. So it's just so debasing, it's terrible, it's horrendous, and it's uncouth, to say the least. You are a member of parliament. The vice president has come to your festival. This is your festival. And the vice president arrives and shakes hands with everyone, including yourself. You receive an award as member of parliament, which you deserve. The vice president congratulates you for the award by clapping his hands when you were called. When the vice president is about to be called to give his speech, you rise up and walk out. If she was walking out in good faith, do you know what she would have done? She would have stood up and gone to the dais and say, Mr. Vice President, I beg you, I need to go. You know it's campaign time, so this one, I beg you. And say, Nananom, Pachon Pede, Mr. Kwanka, Krebi. And then the MC will say that Gisela Tete, a member of parliament, or a Wutu Senya West, also Podo Srekwan, Inti Opodoko, Inti Akwandaho. This is what seasoned, well brought up people do. You don't rise up and pretend you are some macho woman and walk out with your supporters because you want to show that you have ignored the vice president so that NDC people will hail you. This is the kind of politics that we must stop. When political parties hail people because they can insult. When you saw that, where is Bobby's picture? Put it back there. They are doing radio program, and Foundation for Future, Media Foundation for West Africa says that 80% of their content is insults. And that is how you get plaudits in a political party. Because you are insulting, because you are rude, because you are uncouth, because you are violent. That's how you rise in a political party. Our children should not come and see any political party in Ghana that is rewarding such uncouth behavior. Political parties should not reward such uncouth behavior. We all remember how, okay, he's died, so I won't talk about him. May he rest in peace. I won't even mention his name to take your minds to it. But this was a gentleman who Kufuor as president had to deal with. He's an MPP man. But he was so Rambo that the president had to call him to order that you cannot do that in MPP. We should, and thanks be to Kufuor for his decorum. Glory be to Professor Mills. May he rest in peace for his decorum. And why are these things creeping back? Are we growing bad leaders? Is that what we are doing? We have done well in the past and we are doing worse in the future? Are we growing bad leaders? Is that Professor Mills's NDC? The one he said we should rebrand and take away the machoism and the uncouthness and the terrible behavior? Is it coming back again? Why is it coming back? Civil society, please deal with this.